So your internet boyfriend has a girlfriend and you're all furious. How dare he actually have sex with someone who's not you? Okay, so I'm going to talk about Chris Evans, who I'm not really a fan of, but I find him interesting for no other reason than he's a celebrity and people love him, so that by just extension makes him interesting in and of itself. I don't particularly find him interesting. So let's get that out of the way. And he's with this girl, this grown-ass woman, actually, that everyone is acting like is some kind of underage child, named Alba Baptista. And she's Portuguese. People keep saying she's Hispanic. As far as I know, Portuguese people are not Hispanic. But, okay, she's let's just say she's Portuguese. And I don't really know much about their background. I'm not familiar with all the conspiracy theories. I'm just going to talk about what I know. Like I said, I don't find Chris Evans inherently interesting. I just find what I find interesting is that you guys think he's interesting, and I'm just going to go ahead and talk about him, I guess. So my first assessment is that this girl is very, very beautiful. I've heard a lot of, and I'm black, so I tend to follow black forums more so. I see a lot of people talking about, like, you know, like a lot of black girls talking about how she's not, you know, she's kind of basic, whatever, this and that. But understand, this woman is 25, so she's relatively young, she's petite, she's skinny, she has great tits. I saw her nudes before they were taken down on Twitter, and they're big, and she's youthful looking. So skinny, white, with big tits, and a pretty young face, that's pretty much a 10 in the eyes of white men. And I need people who are either outside of the preferred body type of what men tend to like, and non-white women to understand that we may not see what's so special or what's so beautiful about her, but in the eyes of most white men, this girl is like a 10. So understand that, first of all. Second of all, I actually think she's very beautiful. She has great bone structure. She has great skin. She looks very youthful, especially for a white woman. A lot of times they have kind of a stereotype of aging badly, and she looks fantastic at 25. Yes, that 25 is young, but she looks like she could be like, 21 or something. She looks really, really youthful for her age. She's like a very beautiful woman. The reason I keep going back and saying woman, by the way, is because I'm also seeing a lot of stuff online about how he's a pervert because he likes 25-year-old. No, 25-year-old is an adult. And like I said, she does look like she could be a few years younger than her age, but still an adult. I wouldn't put her under 20, like under 21 or 22. She looks very much like an adult from head to toe, and I've seen all her crevices. So, because those are those nude pics online. I've seen everything. So she's definitely looks like a grown woman. I don't think it's perverted. Like, what you have to understand is that when it comes to men, the same women that they liked when they were 25, they're gonna like at 40 and they're gonna like at 60. It's just that most of them don't have the resources to be able to still attract that woman. Chris Evans is a handsome millionaire and he's famous. He can get whatever woman he wants. He's going to get the woman that he considers is the best looking woman that he wants to get. And yeah, he's gonna go for the 25-year-old. This is the girl he would have dated when he was 25. And guess what? Men still want to date the girl they wanted when they were 25 when they're 40. That's just how it goes. So, moving on from that, they did post a video, I guess, an Instagram video. Chris Evans posted an Instagram video of him playing like peekaboo scare with this woman, with Alba. I'm gonna be honest. This is like stupid to me. He did this with his brother and whatever. I think that, I don't know, these Boston guys tend to have a particular type of personality, and I don't think it really works for public image. Like, I think he needs to, like, keep that side of him to himself. It's just, it just looks dumb. Like, you're a 40-year-old man and you're running around playing peekaboo, scare. Like, go to a wine vineyard or something. I'm sorry, but that just, it just looks stupid to me. I don't know, whatever. It just looks stupid. Keep in mind, again, I'm not a fan of his in that way. So I have no, I have no dog in this fight. So I'm just going to give my honest opinion. It just looks really dumb to me. I don't get it. The other part of it is, I know, okay, I'm very keen on people and their reactions, okay? I know fake ass girlfriend laughter when I hear it. That her reactions are like the emotional equivalent of faking an orgasm. I can tell she's already tired of the man-child antics. She's not into it. She'd probably rather be chilling. This is a European woman. She's not, they tend to be more mature anyway at, whatever age they are. I know if she were dating a Portuguese guy, she wouldn't be running around playing peekaboo with him. This is so, but this is a handsome, famous guy worth tens of millions of dollars. So yeah, she's gonna play along. I mean, who is she? She's, Alba's pretty much, she's I don't even know if I could call her a B-list actress. I mean, who knew who she was? Except her Warrior Nun fans. So yeah, she's gonna play along. She's gonna play along as long as she can until she either, she can secure a ring or a baby. One of the two. She's gonna play along as long as she can. I don't blame her. I get it. I do the same. But yeah, I can tell you right now, she's over whatever the hell this is supposed to be. The other thing is, okay, so you guys are out here doing the most. This guy does not... I get it. Okay, so celebrities, they have a very reciprocal quid pro quo relationship with the public. You support their endeavors. They share with you a piece of themselves or a piece of their life. I get it. I totally understand that dynamic. That dynamic is there. It's very real. But a lot of you have crossed the line into these parasocial expectations and relationships with these people. They're strangers, and I hate to break it to you, a lot of them don't really like their fans. A lot of you look really pathetic when you worship celebrities, and you don't know how you look, but it looks really, really cringy and pathetic. And a lot of celebrities just tolerate their fans. They may have some level of appreciation, but trust me, I can tell you most of these people don't give a shit about their fans. It's just kind of blind worship at this point, at this level. And the other part of it is, okay, so I really need women to stop infantilizing women that they feel threatened by. This is a grown-ass woman. She's 25. And I need you guys to stop talking about Chris as if he's Chester the molester for being attracted to a 25-year-old. It's really, really stupid. And just because you're, I see this all the time. You guys will, it'll be like a 25, 30-year-old woman, and because the guy's 50 or 60, you guys act like he's some sick pervert for liking a grown-ass woman. Like I said, the same girls that these guys liked when they were 25, they're gonna like them when they're 65. Men are not women. They don't think like women. Their attraction, it does not operate like women's attraction operates. This is how it goes. So, no, it's not perverted for a 42-year-old, I think he's 42-year-old, to like an adult woman in her prime years. It's actually really ridiculous that anyone would even think that. Another thing. So, you guys only seem to have this energy for really beautiful women. When the woman's gorgeous or is with a guy you like, it's like, oh, he's a pervert, he's this and that. Oh, she's, you guys act like she's a child, and it's like this infantilization because you don't want to address that she's a beautiful woman because that's threatening to you. So, okay, let me pretend that she's a girl. Let me pretend, stay away from that. Stay away from that pervert, Alba. You stay away from him. Meanwhile, most of you're telling the younger girls you're telling the young women to stay away from the same guys that you want, that you would date in a heartbeat. If they're so bad, then you shouldn't want them either. But most of you would go ahead and tell some 25-year-old, stay away from that 45-year-old man. He's a weirdo. He's a pervert. He's going to take advantage of you. And then you would go try to date him yourself. Like, so I need young women. If you're dating older guys, like, if you like older guys, please ignore the older women who are telling you to stay away from them and that they're gonna, take advantage of you and all that. Like, I mean, I'm talking about older guys that have resources and can do something for you. Like, those guys are in demand. Those guys, the women that are their age want them too. The women who are their age and telling you to stay away from them, they want them too. So it's all game. They'll be telling you to stay away from the same guys that they're trying to get. So don't fall for it. Like, I'm just letting you know. As far as, let's see what else. Yeah, you guys in these parasocial relationships, it's really ridiculous. Like, I understand that there's a reciprocal relationship between celebrities and the public, but, when it gets into parasocial relationships and, these obsessions, and I saw this long ass essay online directed to Chris Evans about how he betrayed his fans or something. And I think the woman said she was 30 years old, and I'm like, oh my god, Rush, you couldn't torture that information out of me. I would take that to the grave, that I was 30 years old and that pressed over who a stranger is dating. That's just pathetic. Guys, stop, just stop. It looks really bad out here. He doesn't, yes, you would expect him to share some of his life with you, but you guys have this entitlement. It's too much. It's entirely too much. So, what else? As far as Chris himself, like I said, I don't find him all that interesting. I find what I always found funny is that, I was watching Knives Out footage, and this dude is snatched. He must have had a facelift or something done, and I don't know, is that a wig? I don't know what's going on, but this guy is snatched. He's Kardashian snatched. He looks like he's had some kind of facelift or something, especially around the earlobes. And it's just kind of funny to me that, I don't know. It's just, it's all smoke and mirrors. Whenever I look at him, I'm either noticing that he's had a lot of cosmetics work done, or the bright white, under eye shadow that they use, I guess, to hide signs of aging in his eye bags. That's an old school trick. So I'm thinking he probably has really bad signs of aging, as far as his probably really heavy eye bags or something going on underneath. Let me tell you, he is spackled. He's one of the ones. I think he and Henry Cavill are two of the guys who are, and actually Zac Efron used to be too, had their makeup spackled on. I don't know, the same guy who does Kim Kardashian's makeup must be doing theirs too, because it's so noticeable. It's so noticeable. I think the most noticeable ever was probably Zac Efron, but Henry Cavill and Chris Evans are also really, I think Henry Cavill is the second worst, but Chris Evans, Jesus. I mean, he's not going anywhere without his lady mascara and white eyeshadow. It's really actually funny to watch. Yeah, so between the makeup and whatever the hell is going on with his hair and his face snatched up to way up to his ears, I mean, yeah, he's handsome once he's got all his, they put all the fashions and everything on him, but come on, guys, you're not going to wake up to this. I'm telling you right now. If you were to go to bed with him tonight, you would not wake up to this guy. I'm telling you right now. Especially, I think I read an interview when he said he's 15 pounds lighter when he's not filming for Marvel. And obviously, he's done with Marvel. So I don't, guys, just, you got to center yourself. Take a breath. This is a stranger dating another stranger. Like, leave it alone. And you know what's funny? When Lizzo was hitting on him, which was very embarrassing because he kept kind of politely blowing her off and she wasn't getting it. Everybody thought that was so cute and funny because it was understood that he would never in a million years be interested in Lizzo. Not in 100 years would he be interested in Lizzo. And that's why it was so cute and funny. Right? It was so cute. Oh, that's cute. You know, they were acting like a little child had a crush on him or something. And what was so funny to me is that he clearly did not like it. He clearly did not like it. He was clearly uncomfortable. You can look at this interview with TJ and what's her name? And you can see when they ask him about Lizzo, you could see his face. You can see in his eyes, they get really hard.
And Chris, last time we talked to Lizzo, she said she was nervous that you were going to block her if she kept saying your name. So she said she wasn't going to say your name until you said her name. I'm going to give you the floor.
So, sounds like you're saying her name. No, I get asked about her quite a bit. I mean, listen, she's phenomenally talented, and I know people are talking about some sort of collaboration. I would need about 10 more years of piano lessons to even hold a candle in her world. You
keep saying her and she, though. I'm just saying. Who are we talking about?
You. Nice try.
Oh, you trying to. I see what.
He's so uncomfortable talking about Lizzo. He does not like this. Let me. For those of you, okay, like I said, I'm black, and so I know Chris has a bunch of black fans. And it was a lot of black girls who were, like, thinking this was cute, too. Like, just so you know, like, white guys would rather you think they're fucking another guy than fucking a fat chick. I'm just gonna lay it out right now. They'd rather you think they're literally sticking it in another man than a fat chick. Most of them hate fat women. They just do. It's like one of the worst things you could be is fat to a white man. They do not want anyone even thinking that they're looking at a fat chick. It's humiliating to them. So he's clearly kind of blowing it off in this interview. Like, notice after the name joke, he makes sure not to say her name. But it's just funny how everyone thought this was so cute. And it was pretty much almost like sexual harassment. But when he was dating someone for real, you guys freak out. So I just find that funny. Anyway, let's end parasocial relationships in 2023. He's gonna date who he wants to date. I don't racism, rumors about her, fat phobia, what the fuck ever. I already told you guys in my video about Sebastian Stan and Henry Cavill that racism is not a deal breaker for most white people. Most of them consider it to be a personality flaw, not a deal breaker for a lot of them. And sorry to any white people watching, but it's true. Sorry. He's not breaking it off with her over some comments, over some, if she did make racist comments. He's not going to break it off with her over that. It's not a deal breaker for them. It's really not. Especially if they feel like they found Dream Girl. And like I said, thin, petite, big tits, young, that is Dream Girl to a white guy. So that's just how it goes. Let's end parasocial relationships. Stop trying to tell people who they are supposed to be with. He's going to date who he wants. In fact, I see... Okay, so here's the thing, right? I don't see them being a dynamic couple. I really don't see it for these European girls with American celebrities. Or European girls, period, over here. Most of them just don't have the sauce. Not for American audiences. I believe that if, say they go to the mall, they get married and all that, I think his image and career is actually going to cool down. Kind of like how Michael Fassbender's did. Like, I know Michael Fassbender got into racing and all that, But I noticed once he and Alicia Vikander got together, it was like they kind of blew out each other's flames a little bit. Some couples are just not interesting or dynamic together. They're just not. And I get that vibe from Chris and Alba. I just don't see it for them. I think once they get deeper into their relationship, like I said, if they get married and go the mile and all that, I think he's gonna cool off. I think his image, his profile is gonna cool down considerably. Then there could also be that other thing where, since his profile is kind of cooling down anyway, he might just go ahead and settle down with her. But I think either way, they're not going to be like this A-list couple strutting across red carpets. I think they're going to be a very mellow, low-key couple. I just don't see it for them being like this high-profile, interesting, dynamic couple. I think he might try for some PR with her, try to be that couple. But if he does, it's not going to work. It's just not. I don't see it. But anyway, that's my opinion on them. Like I said, I'm not so interested in him, and she seems pretty boring to me. So, this isn't going to be like a super in-depth, dynamic video. This is just my off the cuff thoughts about them, and about his fans, and about the stands. I think everybody just needs to relax. This is a stranger at the end of the day, and he's with another stranger. Who cares? Just let it go.